Evening. We've got to rush this one because I'm running out of battery. This is the important one. This is part of the 1000 subscribers series. And this one's going to be about a hospital. So we have a goose with a bad neck. This is Gavin the goose and he's got a bad neck. If I take the bandage off, his head falls over. It mustn't laugh. And this is about my association, tentative, with Royal Naval Hospital Bighi at Calcutta in Malta. Bighi Hospital was first director was in 1827. I've got a crib sheet here, but I can keep looking at it. And the hospital finally closed in 1970. At the age of 5, I started school. There's a shock. I mean, you started school at 5? Like we did. And being 5, it wasn't long before I had a girlfriend. Some of you can cut the smutty laughter. From the ringers, I suspect certainly Ollie. And I have a feeling Francesco is probably being really smutty with his laughing. Behave. Of the non-ringers, well, it's the usual suspects, George and Robert, basically, if they watch this. Anyway, moving on. At weekends, we would, one weekend, Katie, she was called, I'm sure she was called Katie, would come to me, and the other weekend, I'd go to her. We were at a naval school, so there was a link with the Navy. In my case, my dad was a civilian teacher working for the Navy and teaching at that school. In her case, her dad was a naval surgeon at Bighi Hospital. So, what happened next? This is the place of much fun. This is the cot lift at Bighi Hospital. This is where people sick on board boat, they come in, they get taken on a barge or, I don't know, surfboard or something, floated up to the landing stage there, taken off and taken in the lift up to the hospital, which was at the top of the cliffs. Yeah, well, we used to play in that. We just treated it as a playground. We go and play in the lift, and we go down to the bottom, we go splash our feet or our hands in the sea because it was actually quite deep there. And I say quite deep, it wasn't sort of like, it's 10 feet deep. Yeah, it's probably 50, 60 feet deep. It was a long way down. My mother found out there was big sort of screaming habdabs about I'll drown, and my father heard this and had screaming habdabs that that's the last thing he's likely to do, isn't it? And I slunk off out the room. The whole thing was just so different to what it's like today. We played in the cot lift. Okay, we would run around the hospital. This is a working military hospital. We would run around the hospital screaming and shouting and playing with toy guns, cap guns, the old good old-fashioned cap guns. You squeeze it, a bang. Nobody batted an eyelid. And some of the patients that we disturbed probably didn't make the day out. Some of them probably died later that day. Hopefully we didn't contribute to that. Occasionally you might sort of isolation ward or something. You get, oh no, don't come in here, you'll get rabies or what, give them rabies, one or the other, or you get chased out. But life was so totally different. And that was just some of the craziness that we could get up to and get away with, and was expected. We were kids, what do you expect? Somewhere along the line we seem to have lost that. Kids are not allowed to be kids anymore. We're not allowed to have that sort of sense of fun and that sense of adventure. You just sit inside playing on computers. Not much choice at the moment with this dreadful coronavirus going around. Even I'm getting concerned with my laid-back attitude towards anything dangerous. I'm getting concerned about it as well. Life was different back there, playing in the hospital cot lift at Bighi. We'll have another one soon, which might be education. That will be a long one. It might be more to do with the beach and swimming. It might be something to do with church. It depends what I can find pictures of, really. Might be aeroplanes, which will keep Francesco quiet. We'll see you all again soon with a different bird.